When every that district we pass, this is
12:15 here in St. Vincent and Greetings and the rest of the Eastern Caribbean. Locked on to the Queen Port Sound WEFM 99.9. It's time for WEFM Midday News, sponsored by Courts St. Vincent Limited.
Good afternoon and welcome to WEFM's Midday News, brought to you with the kind compliments of Courts St. Vincent Limited.
You've got 101 reasons to shop Courts now. Enjoy hot deals and free gifts with the purchase of furniture, appliances, electronics, and more. Save $1,400 on a Sony 55-inch 4K Google Smart TV. Get a free 3-piece coffee table set with the purchase of select lounge sets and get up to 50% off on accessories and homeware. Purchase any Ashley furniture and enjoy 25% off. Need more reasons to shop? No cash, no problem. Shop today and pay nothing for 90 days with Quartz Ready Finance. Shop in-store or online at shopquartz.com. Conditions apply. Quartz, bringing value.
Welcome back to WEFM's Midday News, brought to you with the kind compliments of Courts St. Vincent Limited. I am your presenter, Rajiv Providence. First, on the local scene, Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves, following his meeting with King Charles III, faced criticism for accepting the meeting despite his opposition to the monarchical system. The Prime Minister, during a recent press conference, addressed this criticism, calling it imbecilic, while highlighting the positive outcomes that have been a result of the King's involvement with SVG. We'll hear more from the Prime Minister.
Not because I am not in favor of a monarchical system, I must be disrespectful to the King or to the British monarch. I mean, that's imbecilic. It's infantile, and it's only when people look as when they're in opposition so long, they just talk a lot of rubbish. This is someone whom I also had to go personally to tell thanks for helping to arrange 55 scholarships worth £4.5 million. And this is someone I also had to go to say thanks because of the contribution that he made to the British Red Cross and as patron of the British Red Cross, and the contribution they made to our relief efforts in St. Vincent and Grenadines during the time of COVID. And Bernard Morgan, who is the head of the local Red Cross, can tell you that.
That was the Prime Minister, Dr. Ralph Gonsalves. The Prime Minister also brought attention to the King's strong and progressive position on climate change, noting that the position is in line with a progressive discussion on the topic. Canadian charity Global Medic, in collaboration with the Ministry of Agriculture, donated a number of food items to the Ministry of Education on Friday, October 7th, 2022. The food items will go towards the school's feeding program, which is being run by the Ministry of Education. Global Medic volunteer Kathy Rigby said their organization has been in the country for the last 8 months, organizing food donations which went to families and communities throughout the country. Rigby said to date they have donated over 14,000 kits. They said they are very excited to assist with the school's feeding program. Minister of Education Curtis King expressed gratitude on behalf of the government and people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. King said Global Medic is playing a significant role in assisting the process of providing nutritional meals to schools. Representative from the Ministry of Agriculture, Cleophas Glynn, said they are pleased to be working with Global Medic to provide food to those in need. He said they have made donations to various communities, soup kitchens, and churches, and are happy to be moving on to schools. Glynn said the ministry considers the program a success. Still on the local scene, Minister of Agriculture Sobota Caesar joined numerous specially invited guests at the Inter-American Institute for Cooperation on Agriculture, ICAS, as it celebrated its 80 years of existence. Minister Caesar participated in the celebration ceremony in his capacity as Dean of the Ministers of Agriculture of the Americas. Henry Wallace planted a seed and produced a beautiful plant millions of people in our hemisphere are working day to day, and we can't have all of them here in this room today, but ICA's hard work will continue to have a positive impact not only in our hemisphere but around the world, remarked Caesar. 20 years from now, we will celebrate 100 years of ICA. For all the future directors general, you will stand on the shoulders of giants. There are 4 fundamental tenets for development: They must always be a clear expression of political will. There is an important need for a legal framework. The factors of production must be mobilized, and there must be a clear process for implementation, the Agriculture Minister added. The Inter-American Institute for Cooperation on Agriculture, ICA, celebrated its first 8 years of existence with the official opening of the Plaza of Agriculture of the Americas, a public space constructed at the front of the organization's headquarters in San Jose, Costa Rica. On to news in the region. Barbados' Ministry of Education, Technological and Vocational Training has set up a hotline as the controversy surrounding the survey administered to children in the secondary school system that has offended many citizens. Barbados' Education Minister Kay McConney has already indicated that she has no intention of running away from the situation, and the ministry said that the hotline is to assist those who are concerned that their children or wards have been negatively affected by the survey instrument recently administered by the Inter-American Development Bank, the IDB, within some secondary schools. The ministry said that the hotline would remain operational until November 10th and that parents have a 7-hour window Monday to Friday to express their concerns. Last week, an estimated 733 Barbadian students from first form students at 5 of the island secondary schools had to complete a survey as part of a computer science test that made many of them uncomfortable. The questions related to their sexuality, gender, mental state, and their home circumstances, among other areas. The Jamaican government says it has noted with concern recent developments in the Turks and Caicos Islands, TCI, related to an upsurge in gang activity in the British Overseas Territory. Jamaica's Minister of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade, Kamina Johnson-Smith, said in a statement that it's regrettable and unhelpful that officials in the TCI have singled out Jamaicans in relation to an upsurge in gang activity there. It is truly regrettable that against information indicating that the various nationalities have been and are involved in previous criminal activity and the recent upsurge, Jamaicans were singled out for blame, she said. Crime in our Caribbean societies affects us all, and it is therefore our hope that there will be a speedy resolution to the current upsurge. We assure our nationals in the Turks and Caicos Islands of our concern and interest in the situation and urge them to remain calm while they continue to exercise their usual responsible citizenship in the country. Johnson Smith noted that Jamaica and the TCI have been engaged at various levels and that Prime Minister Andrew Holness and Premier Charles Messick have held discussions on the ongoing situation, including on the multinational nature of gang-fueled violence, which also affects Jamaica. On the international scene, Hong Kong has said it will not seize the superyacht of a Russian oligarch who is under Western sanctions. Chief Executive John Lee said Hong Kong would be accountable to United Nations sanctions, but not unilateral ones imposed by individual jurisdictions. The $521 million boat belongs to Alexei Mordashov, an ally of Russia's President Vladimir Putin and one of the country's richest men. His yacht arrived in Hong Kong last week after sailing from Russia. But Mr. Mordashov is not believed to be on it. The billionaire was sanctioned by the US, the UK, and the EU after Russia invaded Ukraine earlier this year. But Hong Kong's government said it was not bound by those sanctions. For close to a week now, the multi-story Nord superyacht has been a conspicuous sight in the city's Victoria Harbour, with the Russian flag flying at its mast. And finally, in sports, Manchester United forward Cristiano Ronaldo's improper conduct charge will be determined by an FA hearing. Ronaldo is understood to have responded to the Football Association's charge of breaching Rule E3, which relates to improper and/or violent conduct. It relates to an incident after United's Premier League defeat by Everton in April. Ronaldo was filmed appearing to knock a phone out of an Everton fan's hand as he made his way to the dressing room. This has been WEFM's Midday News. I have been your presenter, Rajiv Providence. Join us again at 3 p.m. for WEFM's 3 p.m. news. WEFM's Midday News is brought to you with the kind compliments of Quartz St. Vincent Limited.
Get the protection needed for your eyes only at Quartz Optical. Trade in and save up to 35% off your lens purchase, plus a free eye exam. Payment plans available from 3 to 24 months. Book your appointment today online at www.quartzoptical.com. For your eyes only. Trade in your old glasses and save up to 35% off your lenses only at Quartz Optical. Value you can see. Special conditions apply.